I used to scroll for 6 hours a day and wonder why I never got anything done. Then I tried this simple productivity system that completely changed my life. And if you stay until the end, I'll reveal the one mistake that's sabotaging 99% of people's productivity, even those who think they're already optimized. Here's what I realized. Most of us check our phones over 100 times per day. Every time we do, we lose focus, and it takes forever to get back into the zone. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You just haven't found a system that actually works for real life. But here's what I discovered. Rule number 1. The 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Reply to that text. File that document. Make that call. Most people think this rule is about getting small tasks done. It's not. It's about preventing the mental tax that comes from unfinished business floating around in your head. Think about it. You get a text from your mom asking about dinner plans. Instead of responding, you think, I'll get back to her later. But now part of your brain is holding on to that. Then you see an email that needs a quick reply. I'll do that after lunch. Now you're carrying two things. By the end of the day, you're mentally carrying dozens of these tiny tasks. Each one is stealing mental energy, even when you're not actively thinking about them. It's like having 20 browser tabs open. Everything runs slower. When I started applying this rule religiously, my mind felt clearer and that background anxiety disappeared. Rule number 2. Energy management. Here's where most productivity advice fails. They tell you to manage your time, but I learned something better. Manage your energy instead. Time is the same for everyone. We all get 24 hours, but energy, that's completely different for each person and changes throughout the day. I spent 2 weeks tracking my energy levels every hour. What I discovered blew my mind. I had predictable peaks and valleys. Most days, I was sharp and creative from about 9 to 11 a.m. Then I'd hit a dip around noon, recover from 2 to 4 p.m., then gradually decline. But I was wasting my peak energy hours on emails and busy work. I'd spend my sharpest mental time clearing my inbox, then try to do creative work when I was already drained. So I flipped it. High energy time became sacred for important work. Medium energy went to meetings and routine tasks. Low energy was perfect for organizing or planning. Work that used to take 3 hours when tired now took 45 minutes during peak hours. Rule number 3. The phone separation. Here's something crazy I tried. Every morning for 2 hours, I put my phone in another room, completely out of sight. This felt extreme at first, but I was desperate to find focus in a world designed to destroy it. The first few days were rough. I kept reaching for my phone automatically, forgetting it wasn't there. I felt phantom vibration sensations. I'd think of something I wanted to look up and feel frustrated, but I stuck with it. By day 4, something shifted. I started having deep thoughts I hadn't experienced in years. I'd work on something for 20 minutes straight without thinking about checking anything. Then 30 minutes. Then an hour. I was experiencing sustained concentration again. Here's what I realized. Even when your phone is on silent, even face down, part of your brain knows it's there. Those 2 hours became my power hours for tackling hard projects, writing, or deep work that actually moved my life forward. The world didn't end, and everything was still there later. Rule number 4. Brain dump technique. Your brain is constantly trying to remember everything. Call mom, buy groceries, finish that project, pay bills, email Sarah back, pick up dry cleaning, book dentist appointments. It's exhausting. We're asking our brains to be both the CPU and the hard drive, and it's terrible at being storage. I used to lie in bed at night with my mind racing through tomorrow's to-do list. Or I'd be focused on work when I'd suddenly remember I needed to schedule a car appointment, and that random thought would completely derail my concentration. So I started doing massive brain dumps. Every Sunday evening, and whenever I felt overwhelmed, I'd grab a notebook and write down literally everything in my head. Not organized, not prioritized, just a total dump of every task, worry, idea, or random thought floating around. The relief was immediate, but here's the key. I didn't just write things down and forget them. I'd process the dump. Some things went on my calendar, some on project lists, some I realized didn't matter and deleted. Now I do mini brain dumps throughout the day whenever I feel mental cloudiness. Rule number 5. Focus on what matters. I realized most of my day was spent on stuff that didn't actually matter. Busy work that felt productive but accomplished nothing. I was like a hamster on a wheel. Lots of motion, zero progress. So I did an honest audit of my typical day. I tracked everything for a week. Email, social media, organizing files, meetings, actual project work. Then I asked the hard question. If I could only do 3 things today, what would make the biggest difference in my life 6 months from now? The answer was uncomfortable. Maybe 2 hours of my 12-hour productive day were actually moving me toward my goals. I started the 3 Big 3 system. Every morning, before checking anything, I write down the 3 things that would make today a win. Not 10 things, just 3. And here's the rule. I can't do anything else until those 3 are done. This was brutal at first. My inbox piled up, I missed group chats, had to say no to urgent requests. But the world didn't fall apart, and my big 3 compounded into real change. Rule number 6. Batch similar tasks. Jumping between different types of work kills your momentum. Email, to project work, to phone calls, back to email. It's mentally exhausting. Every time you switch contexts, your brain has to completely reorient itself. It's like constantly changing radio stations while trying to follow a song. I used to pride myself on multitasking. I'd answer emails while on calls, work on projects with social media open, text while trying to read. I thought I was being efficient. I was actually destroying my ability to do anything well. The breaking point came when I realized I'd read the same paragraph 4 times because I kept getting distracted by notifications. So I started batching everything. Monday mornings became email time. I'd power through my entire inbox in one focused session. Tuesday afternoons were for phone calls, all scheduled back to back. Wednesday was admin day, for bills, organizing, planning. The first week felt weird, but by week 2, something clicked. When it was email time, I was in email mode, fast and decisive. When it was creative time, I was fully creative. Tasks that took all day due to constant interruptions now got done in focused blocks. Rule number 7, the weekly reset. Every Sunday, I spend 30 minutes doing what I call the weekly reset. This isn't just planning. It's a complete system for staying aligned with what actually matters instead of just reacting to whatever comes up. Here's how it works. First, I review the past week. What went well? What didn't? Where did I get distracted? I'm not judging myself, just collecting data. Then I look at the bigger picture. Am I making progress on real goals or just staying busy? This is where I catch myself drifting. Sometimes I realize I've spent 2 weeks on tasks that feel important but don't actually move me forward. Next, I plan the upcoming week with intentions, not just tasks. What's the most important thing I want to accomplish? What would make this week successful? I also do a digital cleanup. Clear my desktop, organize files, empty downloads, clean up notes. It's like cleaning your physical space. The weekly reset prevents what I call drift. Without it, days blur together, and you can go weeks making progress on the wrong things. With it, every week feels intentional. Rule number 8. Rest is productive. Here's something nobody talks about. Rest isn't the opposite of productivity. It's part of it. I used to wear exhaustion like a badge of honor. I'd brag about pulling all-nighters, working weekends, never taking breaks. I thought rest was for lazy people. Then I crashed hard. I hit a wall where I couldn't focus for more than 10 minutes. I was constantly tired but couldn't sleep well. I was busy all the time but accomplishing nothing meaningful. I realized I'd been confusing motion with progress. So I started an experiment. What if I treated rest like any other important appointment? What if I protected my sleep like work meetings? The changes were dramatic. When I got 7 to 8 hours of sleep consistently, my focus improved instantly. When I took real breaks, walks, stretches, time away from screens, I came back refreshed instead of pushing through fatigue. Here's the counterintuitive part. When I started working less, I accomplished more. Well-rested me could do in 4 focused hours what exhausted me took 10 scattered hours to accomplish. Quality over quantity became my philosophy. Sustainable beats intense, every single time. Now for the mistake that's killing 99% of people's productivity. Ready? They try to change everything at once. I see this constantly. Someone watches a productivity video, gets inspired, and decides Monday is going to be completely different. They're going to wake up at 5 a.m., meditate, exercise, eat perfectly, follow a complex system, and transform their entire life overnight. By Wednesday, they've given up completely. They feel like failures. They think productivity systems don't work for them. But the system wasn't the problem. The approach was. Here's what actually works. Pick one thing. Just one. Do it for 30 days until it becomes automatic. Then add something else. Small changes compound into massive results, but only if you actually stick with them long enough for them to become habits. Start with whichever rule resonated most with you. Maybe it's the 2-minute rule because you're drowning in small tasks. Maybe it's phone separation because you know you're addicted to scrolling. Maybe it's the weekly reset because you feel scattered and directionless. Pick one. Commit to it for a month. Master it. Then come back and add another piece. Building a sustainable productivity system is like building muscle. You have to start light and gradually increase the weight. Try to lift too much too soon, and you'll just hurt yourself. If this simple approach helped you, hit that like button and subscribe for more realistic productivity content. No hustle culture BS, just what actually works. Comment below which technique you're going to try first. I read every comment and love seeing what works for different people. And if this video helped you, share it with someone else who might need it. Thank you.